Hi everyone, I'm Gary Lee, the owner of Coast of Maine Antiques, an online antiques business. Thank you for spending some time with me today as I launch this pilot to upcoming series about online sales and purchasing and selling of antiques. Coast of Maine Antiques is a online only museum of sorts where you get to buy the exhibits, is what I like to call it, of some nice antiques from the Coast of Maine area, but also antiques from other locations. I do have a gentleman who bids for me at an auction down in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, where some spectacular antiques come from, and I put them all in my store. I started my business about 18 years ago, following my passion for antiques. I started with restoring antique coffee mills, the cast iron coffee mills, and started selling them online. And over time, I've turned this eBay store into a pretty good business. I do specialize in fairly nice items. So you know a little bit about me and the business. Coast of Maine Antiques is located in Tenants Harbor, Maine, which is about halfway between Portland, Maine and Bar Harbor, and I do not have a retail outlet, just online. I looked at a number of platforms for selling, and I definitely think I chose the right one with eBay. I've had an eBay store now for 18 years, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. As for me, I'm retired from a career in law enforcement in California. I always had a love for antiques, and I knew that when I was able to retire that this is what I was going to do full time, and I've never looked back. So what are these episodes all going to be about? Well, I'm going to make the title to the different Coast of Maine Antiques episodes very clear, so that if you're not particularly interested in one, you won't have to waste your time. However, I will say that if you're an online seller or an online buyer, or it doesn't really matter if it's antiques or not, although I am going to focus a lot about antiques in these videos, because that's what I know best. I'm going to discuss areas that I have found works the best for me. For example, the first episode is going to be about what's it worth. And basically, I know I'm going to break that down into how to determine what an item is selling for, how to determine what people want to get for their items, and how to determine how popular a particular item is. These are all items that you really need to know before you ever put a bid on an item at an auction, or before you pick something up at a yard sale or Goodwill, or wherever you find your best place to source. And that will be discussed in the first episode. Because in my business, I know there's a big difference between what people are asking for items on eBay or Google and what they actually sell for. And I'm definitely going to show you how to determine that, but also, as importantly, how to determine how popular an item is, if it's a hot item right now or not. These are trends that you got to keep an eye on. I know in my business, I learned a long time ago that you don't make your money when you sell something. You make your money when you buy it. So stay tuned for that very first episode, which I hope to have out next week. Some of the items that I hope to address in this series of YouTube videos will include, like I just said, the value of items, and also I know I'm going to do a segment called Where's My Items, which will be about different ways to inventory items and keep track of them. In these YouTube videos, I'm going to be discussing my best experience with sourcing your items, and talk about ways to determine if something is fake, because there's a lot of fakes out there at every auction and at every yard sale, every estate sale rather. What I'm going to talk about, show you how you can use a black light to determine a number of things. It's an amazing tool to have at a sale. I'm going to talk about photography, easy ways to do inventory, packing and shipping, and every episode will also have a short segment on maybe some great finds, some great values that I've located over the years, and or maybe just show you an interesting item that is currently in the store, or may have sold by then, I don't know. And for those of you who stick around and watch my episodes and subscribe or like, I'm going to be offering discount codes to anything in the store. But going to my store is not the purpose of these videos. It is 100% to share some of the information that I've learned over the past several years. So, thank you again for taking the time to listen to this, the pilot of Coast of Maine Antiques YouTube channel, and I hope that you will subscribe to it, and that you enjoy what I'm about to show you. Thank you again. Gary Lee, signing off.